On May 25th, 2020, 46-year-old George Floyd was killed after an interaction with Minnesota police officers. The police were responding to a 911 call about a use of a counterfeit bill. The 4 officers involved in the incident have since been fired, and the FBI has investigated the incident. On May 29th, Derek Chauvin, one of the officers who pinned Floyd down, was arrested and charged with second-degree murder and manslaughter. The other 3 officers were charged with aiding and abetting of second-degree murder and manslaughter. We later found out that the bill in question was not counterfeit. The disturbing interaction was filmed and shared quickly online, where it has been the subject of many various conversations, including the use of force and police brutality. In a statement made by Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, the technique that was used is not permitted. It's not a technique that our officers are trained in, and our chief has been very clear on the practice. There is no reason to apply that kind of pressure with a knee to someone's neck. Police brutality is the use of unnecessary excessive force by police in interactions with civilians. The power used is beyond what would be considered necessary in the situation at hand. This may involve the use of weapons like a baton, a taser, and a gun. In some cases, the use of tear gas and nerve gas or pepper spray may be considered police brutality if the people targeted are gathered in a peaceful assembly. Police brutality can also involve psychological intimidation, verbal abuse, false arrest, and sexual abuse. In the case of Mr. Floyd, the weapon that was used was the knee of Derek Chauvin. Now, you may be thinking what tragedy this incident is, and be outraged by what had transpired, or you may not understand why police brutality is such a massive concern for the Black community and public safety. But there is a social contract between the police and civilians that help govern what is acceptable behavior. The social contract is vital to justifying the power that law enforcement can exert over the population. The power imbalance held by police officers is part of the contract that society has agreed upon in exchange for security. Where the agreement can be problematic is when the power used by law enforcement exceeds what is expected by the community under the contract. Social contract theory is a contract or agreement among people to form a society in which they live. So basically, they agree to a set of laws to live together in a community. This agreement offers benefits to individuals by providing security, less fear, and leisurely time. To make this contract occur, individuals in the community must give up part of their control. With social contract, most societies will not follow the rule of law, and everyone would be free to do as they please. In the case of George Floyd, the social contract was broken. As a result, there has been a loss of trust with the police force and the Black citizens. This distrust has led to higher than normal mental health issues within the Black community. A study done by Boston University School of Health and the University of Pennsylvania found that a high rate of unarmed African American men being killed by police has caused more depression, stress, and other mental health issues within the Black community. The Black community is essentially being traumatized by interactions with police officers. In the United States, Black people are 3 times more likely to die from an interaction with the police than their white counterparts. Therefore, they are at higher risk than other groups of population of mental health issues caused by the police. When the social contract is broken, it can lead to lawlessness within a society. There is no justification for the violent protests and destruction of property that has occurred after the passing of Mr. Floyd. However, what is the community supposed to do when those that are meant to serve and protect are not holding up their part of the deal? Should they comply with unjust practices, or should they go back on their part of the social contract that has not protected them?